storming the field is a ton of fun. I mean, have you ever seen? I don't even know if he's still around doing the comedy thing. Do you remember Daniel Tosh?
Yeah, Tosh.0.
Yeah, exactly. He used to have a stand-up bit that said, money can't buy happiness. But have you ever seen anyone frowning on a Sea-Doo? Right? You ever seen someone frowning on a jet ski? Ding, 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 and they're just smiling, right? Jumping off waves, right? You may say, right, like, storming the field doesn't make you happy. Have you ever seen anyone doing it with a frown on? Right? They're wooing, they're hollering, they're smiling. Storming the field is fun. So if you can find a reason to do it, I say go for it. Safely, right? Stay away from the opposing team's players. Don't go get in their personal space. If you want to run out there and just celebrate with your fans and your team, go nuts. The players like it, by the way. Here's Drake May on his reaction to the fans storming the field.
Yeah, just a great way to end the season in Keenan. Shout out to the fans. They're huge. They're staying the whole game. Huge in overtime, making noise down there. I think it was only right that they didn't down there in the student section, and with the defense getting stopped in big 2-point play. What a game! What an ending! And shout out to the guys for never quitting. And just a great way, like I said, to end Keenan on senior night.
Yay, fans! The second point of emphasis I want here on the field storming situation, because actually, Graham, you were caught in the crosshairs a little bit. People were getting mad at Graham, and the fun police were mad that you were out there covering the field storming.
It's not that I wasn't out there covering the field storm. It was just that I was making a point of why North Carolina had the right to storm the field,
and the opposing arguments came in full force.
Yeah, I guess that makes me a Carolina homer now. But the fact of the matter is, I saw a lot of people saying, oh, well, why would North Carolina rush the field? They were a 10-point, 11-point favorite against a team playing their third-string quarterback in Grayson Loftus, against Drake May, who used to be a Heisman candidate. My response to that is this. You think a bunch of 18 to 23-year-olds really care about a 10-point favorite or a spread in sports betting? No. They've been drinking all day, getting ready for an 8 p.m. kickoff. They were fired up to see their team win in double overtime. It's Carolina versus Duke. It's a rivalry.
That's where I want to jump in. It's a rivalry. It's football, but it's still Duke Carolina, right? It's a rivalry. So I find it funny because the fun police seems to have a big overlap in their Venn diagram of people who get really mad if you storm the field against a team that you're favored to beat, and people that get really mad when conference realignment doesn't prioritize rivalries, right? When Oklahoma and Oklahoma State aren't going to play anymore, when Oregon or Oregon State aren't going to play anymore, when there's rumors of Duke going to one conference and North Carolina going to another, or NC State going to one conference and North Carolina going to another, when there's rumors of Virginia and Virginia Tech going to different conferences, people get all up in arms. Well, if you are worried about preserving rivalries and conference realignment, then you cannot be mad about a rivalry being important enough to storm the field, regardless of how good either team is. This is what makes rivalries awesome. You throw the records out. It means more. It does. It means more than the spread. It means more than who's favored. It means more than who the backup quarterback was playing. It was you beat in dramatic fashion, in heartbreaking fashion, your rival, and you want to rub it in their face because that's what you do to rivals. With the only rule being, if Duke ever beats UNC in Durham, you better expect a storm coming your way, too. That's what a rivalry is. If you don't want them to celebrate, don't let them win. If they do celebrate when they win, you have every right to do the same thing back to them. That's what a rivalry is. That's why you want to protect it. If you don't want to let the rivalry be a rivalry, then who cares if they're in the same conference? If North Carolina has to win that game in that fashion in double overtime, and then walk over and cordially shake their hand and say, good game, I enjoyed testing my wits against you, then who cares if they're in the same conference? Who cares if they play every year? Who cares if that's a protected rivalry? Because you're taking all the fun out of the rivalry.
I'm not saying I want NC State to win in 2 weeks against North Carolina, but I'm also not saying I'm expecting if NC State wins against North Carolina, let's say triple overtime, I'm not expecting NC State fans to go, whoa, no.
Nobody do it.
Don't do it.
Nobody do it.
We can't be like them. Stay in the stands.
No, I hope you go. Again, there are safety elements. Stay away from the opposing team. Don't get in their personal space. Like, I'm all for that. But if you're just running up to your team to celebrate, go nuts. Be safe. Go nuts.